everyone, today I'm here to bring you my June book haul, and I feel like with each month we get into the year, my book haul just gets larger and larger. There's no explanation, so I'm just gonna jump right in because I have like a lot of books to talk about. So as always, I split this up into 3 different parts. My first part is the books I've bought, my second part is books I have received from publishers, and the third part is books I've received in book box. So let's get on to the books I bought, because spoiler warning, I bought a fair few in June because I have no self-control. So this first book I did not buy, but my dear friend Kristen Owert, Super Space Chick, actually sent this to me because she had an extra arc and she knew how much I wanted it. She so graciously sent me her extra copy. The book I am talking about is Warcross by Marie Lu. This book does not come out to September. It is one of my most anticipated reads of 2017. I cannot wait to read it, so thank you so much, Kristen, for sending me your extra copy. Like, it means so much to me. This book is her newest book in a series, and I know it's all about like this game and this girl that's kind of a hacker in this game, and she gets contacted by the people by the game to be a hacker, and she somehow gets involved actually in the game. It's a horrible explanation, I know, but this synopsis is kind of complicated, but I know it's like it takes place in Japan, and it's this huge game, and people get sucked into the game, and it's about a girl being a hacker in the game. Either way, I have heard nothing but good things about this book, like nothing, so I cannot wait to read it. So thank you so much, Kristen, for sending me your extra copy. Well, the first book I bought is Our Dark Duet by Victoria Schwab. I've already read this and reviewed the whole series. If you want to see more of my thoughts and feelings on it, you can click right here and watch my review. This is the second book in the Monsters of Verity duology, and I was very apprehensive to read this book, but I ended up loving it much more than the first one because I was kind of iffy on the first one. It's all about monsters and how there are 3 different types of monsters and really humans versus monsters, and it's a great urban fantasy book, and I just love Schwab's writing. I love her writing so much, and I must say I much prefer the second book over the first book, and I'm kind of like the lone opinion on that. A lot of people love the first one and not so much this one, so take what you will from that. Either way, I love this book, and I'm definitely glad I bought it. The next 2 books I bought, I've already read and have had arcs of, and I obviously needed finished copies on my shelves. And the first one is When Diplomat Rishi by Senan Menon. I pronounced that wrong, I apologize, but like I said, I've already read this and I had an arc of it. I just love this book so much, and the cover is just so adorable. And even if you get the finished copy, look on the back cover. Oh, it's like when they first meet. It's so beautiful. I love this book. I am so glad I bought it because I love how orange it is and just how adorable it is. It's an amazing book. And the other one I bought that I have already read and had an arc of is Once and For All by Sarah Dessen. I had to buy this because obviously I'm a huge Sarah Dessen fan. I didn't love this book necessarily. It wasn't like everything I wanted it to be. It's all about a girl that is a daughter of a wedding planner, and she's very apprehensive to love, and she meets a guy, and you can guess from there. But like I said, I didn't love it as much, but of course I had to own it because I own every Sarah Dessen book. So basically I have 2 arcs of these books that I will be giving away because there's no reason for them anymore because I have the finished copy. So be on the lookout for a giveaway very soon with some with these 2 arcs as well as some other arcs as well. So yay, I love giveaways. The next book I bought is Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Maniscalco. I believe that's how you say it. I wasn't going to buy this book, but I've been hearing a lot about it, and a lot of people say they really enjoy it. And I don't know, I just decided this would be a perfect fall book, so I decided to go ahead and buy it now and kind of save it for like either September or October because, I mean, it's about Jack the Ripper. It's perfect to read in October, honestly. I mean, look at the back cover. We got all these different devices here. It's all about a girl named Audrey, and Terman says to understand the nature of death and its working. So she secretly apprentices in forensics, and she soon gets drawn into the investigation of serial killer Jack the Ripper, but I think she's just trying to find Jack the Ripper and study his methods, and it sounds really interesting, and I've heard really good things about this. And I believe the sequel to the book, or companion, I'm not sure if this is kind of a companion series or it's going to be a direct sequel, but I think it's called like, not Stalking, but something of, it's about the Count Dracula, and I'm like, I have to read that because I love vampires. Thank you, Buffy. So I decided I must read this book first before reading her newest release coming out this fall. Maybe I can read them back to back in October. The next book I bought is Billy and Me by Giovanna Fletcher. I actually just read You're the One I Want by Giovanna Fletcher, and I wasn't in love with it, but I did enjoy her writing style a lot, and I'm not surprised I didn't like it that much because a lot of people say that's her weakest book, and everyone recommended to me Billy and Me, so so I decided to pick up a copy and see what it's all about. It's definitely got that Notting Hill vibe if you've seen the movie, which I'm not, I'll be honest with you, and I feel bad for saying this, I'm not a huge fan of Notting Hill. I don't know why. There's no explanation for it. But this is all about a girl that kind of lives in this really quiet English town, and then a famous actor comes to town and they fall in love, and she has to deal with the ramifications, you know, for being in the media and dating a huge famous actor. So, I mean, I've heard good things about it, and I love a good chick lit book. You guys know that. Next up, I bought Dating You, Hating You by Christina Lauren. This was definitely a Target impulse buy. I heard of this author a lot, and I decided to give her a go, and I actually really liked it. I won't say it's like my favorite chick lit read, but it was a good, solid chick lit read in my opinion. This is all about this girl and guy that are both Hollywood agents, and they kind of fall in like with each other, but then when the relationship gets going, they actually learn that their companies are being merged and they're quintessentially fighting for the same job. So quickly the relationship becomes not a relationship anymore because they're obviously fighting over the same job. It is a really good chick lit book. I liked how it wasn't so, it was focused on the romance, yes, but it also really delved into their world of their profession of Hollywood agents, and there is some steamy parts in it, but it definitely doesn't overtake the book. So I'd recommend, if you're looking for a good chick lit book, this is definitely a good one to recommend, I'd say. Then I have Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. I just recently read The Upside of Unrequited by her and loved it. I knew I had to buy Simon because everybody raves about this book. If you're unfamiliar with this book, this follows Simon, and he kind of has a secret relationship with another boy online, and they don't know each other's they don't know each other's name, but they know they go to school together, and everything's going good with that. And then somebody accidentally finds Simon's kind of IMs and threatens to expose him and the boy he's talking to everybody. So it kind of goes from there. I think this is also being adapted into a movie. Like, I don't know if they're already finished filming, but we already have actors and everything like that. So that is awesome. So either way, I'm excited to read it because I really love Becky Albertalli's writing. And the last two books I bought, I actually bought at Books A Million, and they were both $3 a piece, and I couldn't say no. Those clearance aisles just scoop you right on it. And they're actually books I have been wanting to read for some time. The first one of that being is Finding Audrey by Sophie Kinsella. This is the only it's not the only Sophie Kinsella book I haven't read. I haven't read and finished her Shopaholic series, but it's the only one of her standalones I haven't read. This is Sophie Kinsella's YA book. So if you're unfamiliar with Sophie Kinsella, she writes mainly chick lit, so this is her only YA one, and this is about a girl named Audrey who has anxiety, and she really learns how to deal with it, and she meets a boy, and I've heard mixed things about this, if I'm honest with you. A lot of people either love it or a lot of people don't like it, so I'll have to see where I fall in that spectrum. I really love Sophie Kinsella's books, so I'm pretty sure I'll like it, but I don't know how she writes YA, so we'll have to see. Either way, I'm definitely going to read it because it's Sophie Kinsella. I love Sophie Kinsella. The last book I bought this month, also from Books A Million, is How to Love by Katie Cadugno. I just finished another one of her books called Fireworks, which I didn't really love. I was okay with, but I've heard a lot of good things about this book. This is all about, it takes place, I think, like it's a before and after, and it's about a girl named Rena, and she loved Sawyer. She loved this boy Sawyer with all of her heart. They had a great relationship, and then she got pregnant, and then Sawyer just kind of disappeared for a good while. And now it's 3 years later, and Sawyer has reemerged in her life and wants to be in her life and wants to be in her child's life, his childhood essentially, and it's all about their dealing with that. So it talks a lot about how it deals with like the after of her and Sawyer now, then the before of kind of how they fell in love. So I've heard good things about this book, I will say, so I have high hopes for it. My next pile is books I received from publishers, and it's quite a lot. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm so fortunate for the opportunity for publishers to send me books, and I do not take that for granted. So thank you to every single publisher for sending me a book this month. Like, thank you so much. First book Simon Pohl sent to me, and that is Want by Cindy Pond. Oh, I'm so excited for this book. This is actually going to be my next read. Like, I have heard nothing but good things about this book, and the cover alone. This takes place in a futuristic Taipei, I want to say it's called, and it's about a boy named Jason, and he survives in a divided society where the elite uses their wealth to buy longer lives. So in this society, the rich wear these special suits and helmets that protect them from the pollution and the virus that plagues the city, while with people with without these suits suffer from the illnesses from this plague and eventually die. Jason decides to take it upon himself, and he's sick of the city's corruption. He's determined to change things no matter the cost. So with his friends, he infiltrates the wealthy and learns all about these suits, and learns that the people that made these suits also might have made the plague that they need these suits for. Does that make sense? It sounds so interesting. I love a good sci-fi book, so I cannot wait to eat this one up. I'm probably reading it right now. I hope I love it, because I just want to love it so much, because I'm just so excited for it. The next book is 10 Dead Comedians by Fred Van Lent. Look at this cover. This is an interesting book. Quark sent this book to me. I love Quark so much. They have the most beautiful and interesting covers. This is kind of a funny take on Agatha Christie's And Then There Were None. So it's all about these 10 dead comedians who are inspired by real life comedians, and they get invited to this island and to like this dinner, and then when they get to this island, they are killed off one by one. So it's kind of like solving a murder. I know it sounds like And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie, which I have not read, but it also really sounds like Clue. And I love the board game Clue, but I also love the movie Clue with Tim Curry in it. Oh my gosh, I can watch that movie every day. Such a good movie. So I am super excited for this book. It even comes with a map of the island. If you can see the island, and you have all this stuff. And I'm actually participating in like a scavenger hunt with Quark on my Instagram. So I'll have clues on, so I think on July 11th, I want to say, I'll have clues, and you can be directed to another Bookstagram account, and you can figure out who solved the murder. And it just sounds so interesting, and I am very, very excited to read this book, because it sounds like it's going to be a funny kind of murdery book. I don't know, but I'm excited for it. Next Flatiron book sent to me, Girls Made of Snow and Glass by Melissa Bashardust. I hope I said that right. This is a creepy retelling of Snow White, and it sounds so good. It doesn't come out till September, so I won't be reading it probably till the very beginning of September, or maybe late August. The Bloody Chamber meets Frozen in this fantasy feminist fairy tale. Yes, this is all about a gray Mina, and her mother is dead, her magician father is vicious, and she just really wants to be queen, so she forms a plan. She wants to win the king heart, become queen, and finally know love. And then we have 15-year-old Lynette, who Lynette learns that she was created out of snow in the dead queen's image at her father's order, but she would rather much be like her stepmother, Mina. And now, obviously, Mina feels like Lynette's trying to take her place, and you can obviously guess it's definitely Snow White from there, but it's like a really creepy, scary version of Snow White, which is kind of creepy already when you think about it with the evil queen, but I'm excited for it. Like, I love the cover, how simplistic but kind of creepy it looks, so thank you so much. I cannot wait to read this book in September. The next book Scout Press sent to me, and that is The Lion Game by Ruth Ware, and I'm actually reading it this month because it comes out this month. And this is, if you don't know who Ruth Ware is, she writes a lot of adult mystery books, and I'm so on her mystery books. I like her writing, but I don't like her plot. Like, I feel like by the end I'm like, why? So this is kind of like my last ditch effort with Ruth Ware. This is all about a group of girls that have this lying game when they're younger. Like, they just invent lies and see if they can follow through with them. Flash forward to years later, they're all separated and don't talk to each other, and they all get called back because one of their previous lies have surfaces and somebody's dead from it or something of that nature. I try not to go into mysteries knowing too much, but I've heard again mixed reviews on this book, so we'll have to see how I feel about it. Ruth Ware, I think you either really love her books or you're just kind of so about them, and we'll see how I feel about this one. But either way, thank you so much for sending me this book. The next two books Bloomsbury sent to me, and the first one of that being a finished copy of Because You Love to Hate Me. Oh, I'm so excited for this book. This is 13 Tales of Villainy. Hopefully I said that right. This is the short story collection that's all about like the bad people, but the bad people that you love to hate. It has so many authors in it. Adier, Susan Denard, Marissa Meyer, Cindy Pond, Victoria Schwab, Adam Silvera, Nicola Yoon, and it's also in collaboration with 13 booktubers, which are all right here on the back. So each booktuber was paired with an author, and they kind of made like a little thing for the author to write about. Like, they gave them a prompt, and you get to see booktubers writing in here. So I'm so excited and happy for everyone that was involved in this book, and I plan to read it this month because I cannot wait. So I'm so excited they sent me a finished copy. I'm not expecting this at all, and I definitely fangirled a lot when I opened the package up. Also in that package they sent me What Goes Up by Katie Kennedy, and I don't know what this book is about. I think it's about like kind of It says, everyone knows the law of gravity. What goes up must come down. It's about two characters named Eddie and Rosa. I think they're learning about space of something in the nature. I'm not quite sure, and I haven't heard anything about this book either, so if you know about it, let me know. The next book Penguin Teen sent to me, and that is And We're Off by Dana Schwartz. I love the cover. This is all about a road trip, about a girl going on a road trip, and her mom tags along. And what's worse, your mom tagging along on your big summer trip to Europe, or her springing that fact on you as she's dropping you off at the airport, asking for a friend. So it's obviously all about a girl that's going on a trip to Europe, and her mom tags along. So I'm definitely guessing this is going to be a very mother-daughter book, and I can't wait to read it because it sounds really adorable. Speaking of contemporaries, I have Changes in Latitude by Jen Malone, which graciously Harper Teen sent to me. This is all about a girl that goes on a 4-month sailing excursion with her mother and her brother, and she's trying to keep the fact of her mom and dad divorcing from her younger brother, and she falls in love, I think, or like with one of the deckhands, and it sounds like a perfect summer read because it's literally sailing. I think they're sailing from Oregon all the way to Mexico in 4 months, and I just love reading books that take place like near the ocean or anything like that. I haven't read too many books like about sailing 100%, so I'm excited to see what this book is all about because I am planning to read it this month because it comes out on the 17th. The next book HMH Teen sent to me, and that is Meet Cute, and this is another anthology book, and it says Some People Are Destined to Meet. This book does not come out till January of 2018, so I am so stoked that I have a copy. I am so anticipating this book because it sounds like it's right up my alley. Like there was Heather Alley, this book would be right there. And this obviously has stories that are all about meet cutes, and it has authors Jennifer L. Armentrout, Katie Cadugno, Huntley Fitzpatrick, Nina LaCour, Emery Lord, Sarah Shepard, Julie Murphy, Nicola Yoon, Ibi Azoya, and just so many amazing authors, and it's going to be filled with so many cute stories, and my heart can't take it. I love this book. It's like crack to me. I'm sorry to say that, but it is. The last set of books, Source Books Fire sent to me. They sent me like 5 books, so thank you so much to Source Fire Books. Source Books Fire. Source Fire Books. I forget how you say it. But the first one they sent me is actually a finished copy of Coming Up for Air by Miranda Keelaney. She writes a lot of contemporary books. This is her newest one. It's going to be released July 4th, I want to say, and it's all about this girl that is training for, she loves swimming, that's what she just loves to do, and she's trying to win a scholarship to go to college with swimming, and she's also trying to get on the Olympic team, and then a boy obviously comes in and hijacks all her plans. I'm hoping to really enjoy this one as well, and I'm also planning to read it this month. They sent me Behind the Song, another anthology, so I've got so many awesome anthologies that I just, can't wait to read. This is all about stories that kind of center around a song, or like the song was kind of the inspiration behind the story. So we have so many authors in this book. We have David Arnold, Ellen Hopkins, Suzanne Young, Ellen O, Jonathan Mayberry, and so many other authors. And like I said, this has so many different songs in it, and the main appeal of it was the songs because a lot of these songs are honestly my favorite songs. Wonderwall by Oasis, amazing 90s song. Let's see, The Middle by Jimmy Eat World. Jimmy Eat World is one of my favorite bands of all time. I love them. Somewhere Only We Know by Keane. They have an Arcade Fire song in here. They have a Dave Matthews song in here, the Killer song in here. They even have bands I haven't heard. Bob Dylan, like so many other amazing songs. So what they do is each author had a song and they kind of wrote a story that kind of goes with the song. So I'm very, very excited to read it. This one does not come out till September, so I'm reading this in August, but I can't wait to read it because I love music so much. Either way, I'm excited to read it. The next one they sent me is Mask of Shadows by Lindsay Miller, and this book I've been hearing so much about. This again does not come out till September. Look at the cover. That just screams epic fantasy. This is all about somebody named Sal, and they steal a poster for open auditions for the Left Hand, a powerful collection of the Queen's personal assassins. Accept the audition as a fight to the death, and it's filled with circus acrobats, lethal apothecaries, and vicious ex-soldiers. A childhood as a common criminal hardly prepared Sal for the trials, but Sal must survive to put the real to put the real reason for auditioning into the play, revenge. It sounds really good. They say this is honestly perfect for fantasy fans of Sarah J. Maas and Leigh Bardugo. It features a compelling, gender-fluid main character, impressive world building, and fast-paced action. Well, sign me up. I am super excited to read this book. And the last two books they sent to me are both contemporary books. The first one is Follow Me Back. Look how creepy this cover is. This is all about this girl named Tessa. Find her bedroom with agoraphobia. I hope you say that right. And her one escape is the online fandom of Eric Thorne. So she says when he tweets to his fans, she feels like he's tweeting directly to her. But really, Eric Thorne is really not tweeting this. This is actually his publicity department. And then we have another person named Taylor who he has a hate account about Eric Thorne, and he's determined to destroy Eric Thorne's reputation. So it sounds really good. It sounds like it's like a social media thing, because you got to be careful on social media, because like people go crazy on social media. And the last book they sent to me is As You Wish by Chelsea Sidoti, and I love this cover. This is also comes out, oh, this one doesn't come out till January. Wow, I did not notice that. This one is all about this really small town called Madison, and Eldon is about to turn a certain age, make a wish, and that wish comes true on your birthday no matter what. Like, it's like a thing this town has. Some people wish for money, some people wish for love, but no one wishes for happiness. And Madison, wishing is happiness, except Eldon has seen how wishing has hurt the people around him. And he's basically, this is about, he has 25 days to figure out his wish and the rest of his life to deal with the consequences. So it sounds really interesting living in this town where you have a guaranteed wish to come true, but like, you gotta play your cards right, because you could do a lot of bad things with that wish. Those were all the books that a publisher sent to me. Now quickly let's move on to the books I got in book boxes, because there's not too many of those. The first book I got in my uppercase box, and that is Song of the Current by Sarah Toskler. This is a debut novel, and I plan to read it this month. This is all about a girl named Caroline, and she lives where like the river god will call upon you, and when the river god does call upon you, it will guarantee like safe voyages, and it'll just watch out for you. And basically her father has this mission to do, but he can't quite do it. So she decides to take it upon herself to go on this mission, but only the river god has not called upon her yet. So she's going into some treacherous seas right there, and it's also involving a pirate. And I have heard amazing things about this book. It's a debut novel, and I've just heard countless amazing things about this book, so I am very, very excited to read it. I am on a fantasy, like sci-fi kick right now, so give me all of the amazing books, and this sounds like it's going to be one. A lot of people say it kind of reminds of Moana, which I could see, because it's all about like a river god, and that was kind of like the same thing with Moana. The next two books I got in my Owl Crate box, the first one is The Sandcastle Empire by Kayla Olson, and I just finished this book, and I didn't like it. I'm gonna be straight up with you guys. I did not enjoy this book. I found it so confusing. And on Goodreads, this book is a mixed bag. Either you love this book or you don't like it. You're either in one of those camps, not in the middle in my opinion. This book is so hard to explain. So it starts off like a dystopian. It's all about this girl named Eden, and she lives on this island controlled by the wolf pack, and the world's kind of crumbled around her, like natural disasters, and the water has kind of like decided, the ocean have decided like to really fight back almost, and she's trying to escape this island to go to this other island because it's like a sanctuary island. So she escapes with these few people, and she goes to this island, and then things get crazy from there. Like, it starts off dystopian, and I think the whole book is kind of dystopian, but it goes into sci-fi quickly, which I don't mind because I love sci-fi, but it goes into so many particular details about, like, it's heavy on the science of science fiction. It's confusing. I will say, if you're looking for a good, like, survival story, this is a good book for you, and the writing is beautiful, but I think the main reason I didn't enjoy it because it was just so confusing. So confusing. And the other book that came in the Owl Crate box is New World Rising by Jennifer Wilson. This is actually published from Of Tomes, which is Ben of Tomes' YouTube channel's publishing company. So that is awesome. This is also kind of a dystopian book as well. The last book Quarterly sent to me, and that is Library of the Fates by, oh goodness, Akita Kurana. Hopefully I pronounced that right. I apologize if I did not. This book sounds like it's going to be an awesome fantasy book. It's all about this girl that kind of sacrifices herself to be a bride for an emperor, and things quickly go downhill when she does that. So she's really trying to save her kingdom, and I've just heard amazing things about it, so I cannot wait to read it. There you have my huge June haul. Like, it is massive, it is. But either way, I'm very excited for every single one of these books. If you've heard or read of any of these books, please let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts and opinions were, because I would love to hear your thoughts. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe to see bookish videos from me every single week. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.